then Wendy, I'm going to turn it over to you if that's okay, and let you tell us about these personal service contracts.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chair Denham. Good morning, everybody. I bring to you all, and I really appreciate you all meeting kind of at an unplanned time, largely on my and my department's behalf. I'm bringing you two contracts. They're personal service contracts to engage contractors, basically to augment our capacity to plan and implement all of this new funding we have received through the American Rescue Plan Act. I've shared with you all kind of that overview of all of the funding that's coming to KHC. And I'll be honest, while we have added lots of temps, some of them quite good, and some of them with accounting backgrounds for specific tasks, I need some folks who are basically as competent as my managing directors to help take a project and run, get something written, just execute. And it has to be folks that have some experience in affordable housing and federal programs. They got to be able to write. So I'm looking for just to add a lot of human power to my team. So we put out an RFP in May to engage contractors. We received, I think, 7 to 9 responses, only 4 or 5 of which we deemed eligible, like they met threshold to be scored. We had a committee score them, and we decided to move forward with 2 of those respondents. And the first, which is the first contract I bring to you, is with Haregrove Consulting LLC. Both of the contractors we have selected are Kentucky-based. Haregrove Consulting is out of Louisville. And this is, the principal is Heather Haregrove, who a long time ago worked at KHC. She's worked at Louisville Metro, but she has had her own consulting practice for, I would guess at least 7 years, possibly 10. And she also has a sub who is another person with her own consulting firm, Stephanie Burdick, SAB Consulting. I have worked with both of them in the past. We have engaged Haregrove Consulting for some specific projects in the past. So we're really with this engaging both Heather Haregrove and Stephanie Burdick, and they may actually add some staff with relation to this work. Their hourly rate is $125 an hour, but if they add employees, those would only be charged at $60 an hour. And again, that's just contract. There's no benefits. There's nothing like that. It's just a straight fee for service. I plan to use Heather for a bunch of American Rescue Act programs. And actually, we executed a short-term contract for just a few $1,000s so she could get started. We need these folks months ago, really. It just took us time to do all the procurement and get everything in place. So with that, I respectfully, I welcome questions, and I request your all's approval.
Wendy, can you tell me just exactly what Haregrove will be doing for you, for sure?
Sure. So I can tell you what I've tasked her with for the next couple of months, but I do want to make it clear, I expect the workload and the scope to basically be anything that we need that we deem her capable of working on related to Rescue Plan Act programs. The first 2 that she's going to work on are, we have just been allocated 257 new emergency housing vouchers in our Section 8 program. Heather has a ton of experience with public housing authority work and vouchers. We have got to build a collaboration between our homelessness staff and partners and those vouchers and other public housing authorities to get the vouchers utilized. So that's the first the first kind of chunk of work I need Heather to work on. The second is with our second tranche of emergency rent assistance funding coming from Treasury, which is over $200 million. One of the things we intend to do is to sub-grant dollars to public housing authorities across the state, anyone that wants to work with us, so that we could offer them lease up subsidy to get, once a low-income person is issued a housing voucher, they then have to go find a unit and they have to get leased up. And the Section 8 program does not offer any help with your rent deposit, your utility deposit, moving costs, nothing. So we have this, rare opportunity that we actually have enough funding that we could fill that gap so that vouchers get utilized quicker. And so we're going to offer that across the state, not just to our own Section 8 voucher folks, but to public housing authorities across the state. Heather has relationships with many of them, so we're tasking her with creating that program, creating all the documents that would go with it, mapping out the process flow, doing outreach, and doing training with public housing authorities. That's just a window. I have a whole list of things I'm dreaming to task Hair Grove Consulting with, but those are the two big ones right now.
Okay. Wendy, can you tell us how much money you expect from the federal government for these programs total?
Well, altogether, if you look at all of our Rescue Plan Act programs, it's over $500 million.
Okay.
I can't. I have a table, if you want me to pull it up and share with you all, that where we have like what the admin, there's admin attached to each of our programs. So we're in this rare situation of not worrying about, the cost matters, but we are not having to skimp and, strain staff even further to get the work done. But there's plenty of admin to cover our staff costs, support staff costs, as well as contractors.
Members, do you all have any questions of Wendy? Okay. Well, then I would entertain a motion that we approve Resolution 37, authorizing the KHC to enter into a personal service contract with Hair Grove Consulting, LLC.
Mike, before you take a vote or call for a vote, I joined late because I was having technical difficulties, but I just wanted to make sure that the record reflected that Secretary Johnson was on the line via telephone, and she may have already advised you of that, but just in case she didn't, I wanted to make sure that the record reflected that she is so advised me via text that she is participating.
Okay, good. Thank you, Winston.
Thank you, Winston. I did not want to interrupt Wendy, so I had not had that opportunity, but yes, I am on by phone now. Thank you.
Welcome, Holly. We're glad you're there, and we're glad you're on, Winston. Okay, I had technical difficulties too. I had to get our IT guy in here to get me on, Winston. So anyway, I understand.
Mike, we both need a lot of help. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll go through this again. Any members have any questions? Holly, do you have any questions of Wendy?
No, I'm just excited that we had this opportunity to help with this Section 8 startup money, so to speak. I don't know what the appropriate nomenclature is, but to help get this seed money, so to speak, in there. So I think it's a very, very good opportunity for the state, for this audience, for this Section 8 housing.
Yeah, I do too. It's a wonderful opportunity. Winston, you have anything you want to add?
No, I will just say with reference to Heather, I've met her at a couple of meetings that she's already been attending with Wendy's staff, and I'm extremely impressed with her. She knows what the hell she's doing, and she's already being productive, and she'll even be more productive.
Okay. So if there are no further questions, I'd entertain a motion to adopt this resolution 37.
Gail, so moved.
Okay, so Gail moves. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Is that you, Susan?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Okay, Wendy, you want to tell us about the personal service contract with Tiffany?
Yes, so this is coming to you all by way of the same RFP process and committee selection process. The other contractor that we selected was Tiffany Marthaler. She's just an individual. She's not incorporated. She worked at KHC quite a long time ago. Well, that's a relative term. It feels like forever ago. I would say she probably left 7 years ago, and has a track record of project management and being able to just get stuff done. She did a lot during the last recession with recession stimulus dollars that came to KHC. She's going to work fewer hours, and it's just Tiffany, and this is her first foray into doing contract work. So she offered us a very low hourly rate. I believe it's actually $50 an hour. Winston, I might have told you less, but I looked it up. It's $50 an hour in the contract. So anyway, this is a smaller dollar amount contract, but Tiffany is mainly going to help me. I need a bunch of program manuals written. Treasury has made it clear that if you are going to interpret their very limited guidance that they've provided, if you're going to interpret it and act on it, you need to have it in your program manual and you need to follow it. So I have a couple of what I would call Frankenstein manuals where I just keep pasting stuff from emails and decisions that we make into them. And I need someone to really sew that all together into cogent program manuals. So that's the first order of business that I need Tiffany to get to work on for us. Anyway, so similarly, I respectfully request that you all consider this for approval.
Okay. Any members have any questions of Wendy? So if not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve Resolution 38 with a personal service contract with Tiffany Marthaler. Is that how you pronounce it? Okay.
Marthaler. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
All right. I have a motion by Gail. I have a second.
Second.
Make a motion.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Wendy, just let me tell you, I know you're on the verge of a big undertaking here. I've been reading a little bit about this, and I know it's going to be a colossal program for you and your staff. And I just want to thank you for everything you and your staff do for the people in the Commonwealth, and just let you know that we support you 110%. If you need something, please, let us know. And again, thank you for everything that you do. So, and thank you for the good work on these resolutions. So with that,
thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks very much.
well, thank you. And best of luck, by the way. So, okay. So, Winston, with that, we'll go to informational items. Winston, do you have anything you want to discuss this morning?
I really don't, other than to echo sort of what you just said in terms of the size and the scope of the program, which Wendy and her team is undertaking. It's many aspects to it. It's a huge undertaking. They've done a fantastic job of getting it up and running. They paid out in the rental assistance program. Wendy, correct me if I'm wrong, but about $20 million thus far since March the 15th, $2 million a week. And they're doing a fantastic job. It is a big job, and we're pedaling hard. We're pedaling faster, but it is a challenge to keep up. And but we're doing our best, and we consider it. I think Wendy's got a better term than I, but a minor administrative miracle that we're where we are. And I'm sure if somebody sitting on the outside who's never tried to put up anything like this wants to take a pot shot or two at us, they probably can do that. But we're attempting to be proactive in that regard as well, and let the media know, sort of in effect, what a good job we're doing, and hopefully educate some of the people that normally write stories about this sorts of things, so that they'll have an appreciation of what we've done, as opposed to just doing like a lot of media people do, which is just piggyback off some national story that they pull off the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times. It's already got a theme about, what a bad job these agencies are doing, and then just try to find data that or information that's, consistent with that story and perpetuate the theme. So we hope to preempt that sort of thing in Kentucky. Maybe we won't even get that at all, but we'd like people to know the good about what we're doing.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing, and just know that we support you. Secretary Johnson, you have any comments before we go here?
Yes, I actually do want to comment to what Winston just said. I've been in government for a long time, and there's always going to be detractors to the good work that we do every day. We come in, we put in the work. You all have done just an excellent job with, as the governor says, building the plane as you're flying it. And you all have done an excellent job with this program, not knowing exactly what the rules were going to be and trying to put it together. And it's very easy to armchair quarterback, and for people who have no idea what it takes to put a program together to say things, and for certain reporters particularly, and I won't name names, but for certain reporters who always like to be detractors and find the negative in things, to write stories that get people talking because it's easy to be negative. But just know that you all have done very good work, and I can't imagine a group of people being able to put together what you all have done as quickly as you've done, as well as you have done it. So I just wanted to say that. Thank
you, Madam Secretary. Those comments are well taken. Surely reporters wouldn't do anything like that.
Never. No.
We appreciate your all support. We really, really do. We know it's heartfelt, and that makes it even better. So we'll keep you posted as it's going, and we're optimistic.
Any other staff members? Jeremy, do you have anything, or Wendy, do you have anything further?
No, sir.
I sure did. And to thank everyone for their time this morning.
Okay.
I will just mention that at this point in time, of course, August, the end of August seems like a long time off, but it's really just around the corner. I'm hoping that we will be, and we'll get advance notice out to you sufficiently in advance of the meeting so you can plan accordingly. But I'm hoping that will be an in-person meeting. I think all the restrictions have been sufficiently lifted to where I think we can plan toward that. And then, so hopefully, and if we do in August, we'll try to maybe have a late lunch, 12:30, and then have an opportunity to visit with each other in person for those that can make it, and then, be able to move into the board meeting around 2 o'clock or something like that. We'll also probably try to do the same thing for the October meeting. We have one of our key staff members, Amy Smith, who's retiring. No surprise to us at all. We've known that she was going to reach her magic date here on or about July 1, and we wish her the best. But we're going to try to have a reception for her following the October meeting, and have her hopefully in attendance at the October meeting. For those of you who have worked with Amy, and I know a good number of you who've been on the board for a number of years have and know her well, and be able to give her best wishes, your best wishes in person. And then we'll have, following that meeting, a staff reception where, and by that time we'll be as fully back into the office as we're going to be. We're going to retain a significant number of people doing teleworking, as we were before the pandemic. Teleworking is not a new thing to Kentucky Housing, but it's likely to be more extensive once we do all the planning that we want to do to make that work appropriately.
Okay, thank you, Winston. We appreciate everything you all do. Committee members, do y'all anybody have any questions or any comments you want to make today?
Chair Denham, this is Susan Reber for the Lieutenant Governor. I can't remember the date of the KHC Employee Appreciation Cookout. July 1st. I wanted to encourage the board members, executive committee members to attend. The Lieutenant Governor is coming to thank our KHC staff for all the hard work they've done on HERF. We really appreciate everything you all have done.
I know we've gotten RSVPs from Secretary Johnson and from Kathy Hinko and maybe others of you that have said yes. I just don't have a list in front of me. So if you haven't RSVP'd or if you said no, but you want to say yes, let us know. I think we can find another a basket barbecue and or something else to share with you. And we've got, I think, maybe Wendy remembers, but we have, is it over 200 of our employees that are going to be here? They're going to be a little bit staggered. They're not all going to be on, this is going to be outdoors, and we have a tent, and it's, they're going to be a little bit staggered, but we're going to try to have a good crowd for the Lieutenant Governor when she's here, and let her greet, and Secretary Johnson as well, greet our employees and express their appreciation to them for their hard work.
Thank you, Susan, for bringing that up and give the Lieutenant Governor our best and appreciation for attending that. So, any other committee members? Okay, well, anyway, I appreciate your all's attendance at this meeting, and Wendy, we wish you the best of luck with this undertaking. So, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
So moved.
Holly.
Okay, a second.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Aye.
Okay, thank you
Take
all.
care.
Thank you.
Take care,
Okay,
everybody.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Record.